you revealed Battlefield 2042 to the world last month. How does it feel to have the news finally out there?
Well, I think the theory is when you build a game and you're kind of looking forward to announcing it, you're supposed to feel excited and pumped and thrilled and all those kind of positive words.
Yeah.
The honest reality is pure agony the last couple of weeks before you show off a thing. You know, you have teams that spent years and years and years, hundreds and hundreds of game creators creating these games, and then you get this final moment where you get to show the game to the world, and you never know what reactions are going to be. But of course, super happy to be able to show the game to the world. It's something we're super pumped about.
So tell us about the game and its trademark game events that are truly next level.
You know, not many times in your career do you get the chance to go through a console transition. So when we got the chance now to work on a new generation of consoles, it really enabled us to rethink some of the kind of core building blocks of Battlefield, delivering a game at a scale we've never done before. And it comes both on the land masses you play Battlefield on, but also the player counts. You know, getting the chance to play with 128 players on an army scale kind of warfare setup. We added a lot of really cool gear to the game, things like grappling hooks, wingsuit. And then for some really cool reason, we elected to say, like, what about a real-time tornado? Real-time tornadoes are cool, right? What about adding one of those to Battlefield? And then what happens if you take that and you combine it with a wingsuit so you can kind of propel yourself to the other side of the map? You know, these tornadoes, they kind of help in kind of grand way when you play. There's been more than a few playtests in which you're in this really intense situation where you're honestly pretty screwed. And then a lovely tornado shows up and just sweeps all the enemies in front of you. You're like, hey, that worked. High five, Mr. Tornado. And I think those kind of really big Levolution moments that we're introducing as part of Battlefield 2042 is what makes the game special. You need to play on your toes every single second because you never know what Mother Nature throws at you.
Can you shoot like into and out of the tornado?
Of course you can shoot at a tornado. And that's one good way of understanding that the storm's actually approaching is just kind of looking up at the trees. If they're starting to bend a bit too much, you probably are supposed to start running because you're going to get, swept up by that tornado sooner or later.
Can you tell me how long the team has been working on the game?
Yeah, so this is a 3-year cycle for us, and that really has enabled us to both take a big leap when it comes to tech. So we're running on a completely new version of Frostbite, which has enabled us to push both visual fidelity and core gameplay as a result. And really to kind of hone in on the concept. You've seen us talk about our no-path specialist, our new characters, and we've invested a lot of time and kind of love and passion into the storylines and the worlds and the war we're portraying. So we're super happy to get the chance to do that.
So DICE and DICE LA have had a long history with Battlefield, but before we talk about the history, DICE LA just rebranded. So can you tell us all about that, Christian?
Yeah, so the studio was formed 8 years ago as a way of expanding the capabilities that DICE had to build Battlefield. We wanted to push this idea that we have in the studio where we really want to drive quality in everything we do as a studio. And in order for us to do that in a really good way, we believe that you need to be good at listening. You need to listen to the people that work in the studio to kind of find these good ideas, these kind of nuggets of good ideas that we then try to turn into something real. And that sort of is ripple effect for us. It's this idea that great things have small beginnings, and that's kind of what a ripple effect is. But we're super excited about the name. We feel like it represents us. It flows well. It's a good name.
So the work that Oskar and Christian have been doing for Battlefield hasn't even been revealed yet. But Christian, I'm hoping that you can maybe give us a little bit of a hint.
So I can't say that much about it. What I can say is this, though, is that one of the components in this experience that we're creating is that we're adding some of the fan favorite maps back into Battlefield 2042. But the entire experience, you have to wait a bit longer before we reveal what that is.
The team at DICE announced Hazard Zone at the reveal, but didn't say much. We know it's being developed at DICE. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, I mean, so Battlefield 2042 ships with 3 core multiplayer experiences. We've shown off All Out Warfare. Of course, Christian and his team have something special coming shortly that we'll show at EA Play Live. And our second experience is called Hazard Zone. It's a high-stakes, squad-based game mode with a lot of high tension. It's not your classic Battle Royale. It's a really contemporary mode. It's also something the team has been thinking about for many years. We're really looking forward to showing it to the world. It has some really special components, and it really kind of leans into the superpowers of Battlefield and DICE at the same time. So we'll show more later this fall, just a couple of weeks and months before we launch the game in October.